Hi everyone, this is Steve Johnson. If you're watching this video, you may have been in attendance at my ACSA presentation on Thursday, April 5th. I'm actually filming this video right now on Tuesday, April 3rd, and it's going to be a companion video of sorts to my presentation. This is a shortened version of what I will be sharing on April 5th. If you would like to have access to the slideshow, here's the bit.ly right here. So let's get started. First thing I'd like to share is what Daryl Pope, who's the principal at Thompson Junior High here in Panama Buena Vista, does with Google Classroom. He uses it very effectively to communicate with his staff. You can see right here is a screenshot of his Google Classroom class that every teacher at Thompson Junior High has access to via Google. Here is his stream and what teachers would see if they are part of this Google Classroom. You can see that he is a teacher, so to speak, in this Google class, and also Julie Graves, the vice principal, has teacher access as well. And the teachers are classmates or students within this class. And you can see right here he has his weekly bulletins. I'll go ahead and zoom in on that. You can see that every week he provides his staff with a staff bulletin, and that he provides the staff with a student bulletin that the staff can then share with the students. So if you were to, let me just go back, if a staff member was to click on the staff bulletin, they would see this Google Doc, and you can see that for March, here's all the information he needs to share with them. So instead of sending them an email with this information or a message with an attachment to a Microsoft Word document, he just uses Google Classroom and shares a Google Doc with everyone, which obviously fosters using Google and getting teachers logging into Google and familiar with it. If you were to click on the student bulletin, then you would see this right here. Here's information for library hours, noon detention, after school detention, binder clinics, and so on and so forth. You can see all the information there. So really effective and something that he does on a weekly basis, sharing information. If you're not familiar with Google Classroom, you can see that at the top there's a Classmates tab. If you click on that, you'll see all the people that are within this class. These are all teachers' names right here. Makes it really easy to email them via Google, share things with the whole group or just individual people if that's what Mr. Pope prefers. By clicking on the About tab, you can see that Mr. Pope has used this section of his Google Classroom class in order to put information, important information that teachers will need throughout the year. So you can see that there's a student behavior management flowchart, emergency disaster preparedness plan, the staff resource handbook for the school year, the parent-student handbook, which Mr. Pope put all in Google Doc to easily share with the parents and the students at the beginning of the year. And here's a PLC summary report to Mr. Pope that teachers fill out via Google Forms when they meet on Wednesdays during PLC time. So Mr. Pope is highly organized and puts a lot of emphasis on good communication with his staff, and this is one of the ways he does that, which is very impressive. One of the things I wanted to share with you as well is the importance of YouTube videos. Now, recently Google has stopped supporting this shortener, so please just shoot me an email if you have any questions or can't get to my 3-minute thriller page right here. But what I do is I make quick videos, 3-minute thrillers on YouTube that I then share with everyone in the school district. Principals can do this too, and if you use Mr. Pope's idea of Google Classroom, that's a great way, a great platform to share videos to build capacity within a school site. Some of the cool things you can see if you use your YouTube channel that comes along with your G Suite account, you can see the number of views, subscribers you have. You can see things like watch time and views in the last 28 days, how many people have subscribed to your channel. So all of this information is helpful. If you want to check my page out, you can do so here. But you have all of this information in your Google account. Here's some other information you can figure out: watch time, average view duration. You can see that mine's only 1 minute and 55 seconds. Most of my videos are 3 minutes, but some are longer, and that's all that's getting watched. So that's an interesting thing to see, views and all these other things that are happening within this time frame right here. So really interesting stuff. And then here's another one for top viewed videos that I have. All important information to see what's being, to monitor what's being seen by your staff if you are an administrator at a school site. Another way to share information in addition to Google Classroom is Google Sites. So this is a Google site that I created that helps share a Future Ready plan that we created here in Panama Buena Vista. I've also used Google Sites to create different book club sharing platforms. Here's one that I created for a really great book called Leading Impact Teams, and here's one for Joe Bowler's Mathematical Mindsets. There's people within the district that have created Google Sites, and instead of using Google Classroom, Google Sites is the platform they use in order to share out calendars, important monthly information or even weekly information. And it's also highly effective because teachers know just to go to the URL of whatever Google site has been created and shared, and that's where, and they know they can get all their information there. So another great communication tool. The ELD Learning Network is something that I work on a monthly basis. I try to put out a new track every month for information to help strengthen our ELD strategies, and so you can check that out if you desire. And then I also use Google Sites. One of my responsibilities this year is with the library media clerks, and so I use Google Sites as a central hub for information that I want to share with the librarians. So it really helps out, and they seem to like it as well. One of the things that I realized when I was making all these videos and Google Sites is, why am I doing all the work? Why am I making the videos when there's so many people that know much more than I do about many different things within the field of education? So what we decided to do was create the C5 resource page. C5 teachers are ed tech leaders at each school site. They receive a $1,500 stipend a year, and they have 3 deliverables that they need to give every quarter to me, provide me with every quarter, and those 3 are, number 1, a professional development session at their school site, number 2, a PD video that's uploaded to YouTube, and number 3, evidence of their own personal professional development. So this Google site right here provides the videos as a place to house the videos the C5 teachers make. And you can see that they make videos about Benchmark Advance, our ELA ELD curriculum for elementary, math, Google, ELA ELD, Illuminate, so on and so forth. We put those there. Here's an example of one video that a teacher made about creating assessments with Illuminate. And this is something that I've used to refreshen my knowledge for creating assessments with Illuminate, and other people have used as well. Very, very helpful. And you can see that these videos are super helpful because this is an email I got a while back from a teacher asking me how to do something within Benchmark. Luckily, a C5 teacher at Berkshire Elementary created a video that was on the C5 resource webpage that answered his question perfectly. So instead of giving him a list of things to go through, I just shot him this video, which made answering his question faster for me, faster response time to him. He could watch it at his leisure, and then he could rewatch it again and again in the future if he ever needed to brush up on it again. Because things that we do one time or maybe 2 times, like every once in a while, are hard to remember. It takes a while to really memorize and remember the sequence of steps through a website. So I found this very helpful. I also found out that doing Google Hangouts with C5 teachers, since I give them information, they're kind of under my responsibilities as well, that Google Hangout meetings have been very helpful because it saves them time. They don't need to go to the district office. They can get home a little earlier than otherwise. And so what I've done during our meetings is I've recorded our Google Hangout sessions for the people who can't make it. I've also just, in some cases, created videos of the meeting, just kind of walking through a presentation like I'm doing right now, and I just send them that YouTube video. So instead of having even a Google Hangout meeting, they can just watch a video. And a lot of times that's faster and easier for them as opposed to logging into Google Hangout. So right here, I'm going to embed this presentation I'm making right now, this video right now. I'm going to embed in here when I share this presentation on the April 5th. So that will be here soon. And it's just the point in doing this is that I can share my presentation on April 5th at Hodell's, but then people who attend, if they like what they hear, they can share this video, which is the same exact thing they're going to be getting with staff members, and so those staff members are hearing the same message, and they can all be on the same plane as far as common vocabulary and knowledge of the skills needed in order to use Google to share things. So that's kind of my intent in creating this video and embedding it here. So one last thing before I leave you guys is I think every great teacher should be shared. And I think that whether it's a Google site or Google Classroom, as Mr. Pope uses at Thompson, it's important to video teachers using effective strategies in classrooms and then sharing that with other teachers. So I've done that. Here's a teacher who used a DII, Direct Interactive Instruction, thinking maps, total physical response, and benchmark all in one lesson. It was so great I needed to share it with as many people as possible, so I put it on YouTube. Here's another great example of the 5th grade team at Brookshire Elementary planning a benchmark lesson that we filmed and shared with teachers in our district. Really great job they did putting this together. And then here's a 1st grade teacher at our Castle STEAM Academy who's going through a really great lesson that she uses as far as ELA is concerned. So again, great teachers and great strategies should be shared, and if we can do that, it's going to just help students, across Panama, but also across our county, if we can share them with all school districts in Kern County. Here's Jill Hamilton Bunch creating an ELD lesson plan with a DII template that we shared with teachers in our district. So all you've got to do, if you're an administrator and you're going through a classroom and you have you'd like to film something, is here's my iPhone and my daughter right there. All you've got to do is take a picture, or in this case, a video, and then you would click this little button right here. If you've downloaded the Google Drive app to your phone, you can upload videos to Google Drive and share them that way. And if you want to go a step further and put them on YouTube, when you go to your browser, you can locate the video you uploaded here. Click on this button right here and then click on YouTube. Once you do that, your YouTube page will come up. If you click this little button right here in the upper right hand corner, you'll see that you can select files from your Google Drive to upload. So you could download it onto your desktop, upload it on here, click and drag it and drop it, and it will start uploading so that it looks like this. Eventually it'll look like this right here, and it'll be a video on YouTube. Then you can click the share button, and when you do that, you get a highlighted URL that you can then put in an email and share with people, or like we said earlier, you can use Google Classroom, share it that way. You can put it on a Google site, share it that way, and that way you're building capacity with team members at your school site. So last thing, what else should you know? Having a central hub for everything can be helpful. Google Classroom and Google Sites are the 2 main ways I showed you how you can do that using G Suite. But also, sometimes it's good not to worry about a central hub. Sometimes you just want to blast things out, and that might be helpful via Twitter or Facebook. Remind, if that's something, if you're a big Remind user, you could use Remind to share videos and other information, and Google Plus as well, which is integrated within G Suite. And then last thing, become very familiar with Google Classroom, your phone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android phone, YouTube, and uploading to YouTube, and sharing videos on YouTube, and then Google Sites. These are the tools, these are the 21st century tools we have that are basically free, except for your own phone, of course, but everything else is free if you use G Suite for a school site. So anyways, that is my presentation. Here is, again, the presentation URL, my contact information if you would like to get a hold of me, and then also if you'd like to sign up for my Fiverr Friday newsletter that I send out every Friday. Please go ahead and click on this link and you can sign up. Thank you very much for your time.